The silence in the conference room shattered the moment HR said my name. Not my title. Not, sir. My name. My younger brother's jaw locked like his brain refused to process what his ears just heard. His resume slid from his fingers and slapped against the polished table, a small sound that echoed way too loud in that glass box of a room. He didn't sit. He didn't laugh. He just stared at me like I was a ghost wearing a tailored suit. And in that moment, I finally understood something most people never do. Revenge doesn't need to scream. This says your name. 3 months earlier, my phone buzzed while I was standing in line at a grocery store. The fluorescent lights overhead hummed. That dull, constant sound that makes everything feel slightly unreal, like you're underwater moving slower than the world around you. I was staring at a shelf full of Christmas ornaments. Red, gold, glitter everywhere. Tiny boxes promising joy, tradition, family. Then my phone vibrated. One message. From my father. Don't come to Christmas this year. No emoji. No explanation. Just 12 words typed neatly like a professional courtesy. I reread it 3 times. Not because I didn't understand, but because part of me hoped I misunderstood. It hit back. Why? The reply came almost instantly. Your brother is bringing someone important. Pause. Another message. She works in finance. And then the one that settled everything. It's better if you sit this one out. Sit this one out. Like I was a folding chair. Like I could be tucked away in a closet until needed again. I felt it then, not heartbreak. Clarity. Something cold and solid slid into place in my chest. My brother had always been louder than me. He learned early that confidence, even fake confidence, earned applause. He looked big. Promised bigger. Walked into rooms like he belonged there, even when he didn't. And my parents loved that version of success. Degrees with impressive names. Job titles you could brag about at dinner parties. LinkedIn achievements that looked good on paper. Me, I was quieter. I didn't announce things before they were finished. I didn't chase applause. I learned something else. Leverage. At family dinners, my father would interrupt me mid-sentence. So, he'd say, turning toward my brother, how's that promotion going? The promotion that never stuck. My mother would smile too brightly at me, correcting my posture, my tone, my ambition. You should speak up more. You should aim higher. You should be more realistic. They never asked what I was building. They assumed it wasn't worth mentioning. When Christmas came, I didn't argue. I didn't plead. I didn't try to justify my existence. I sent polite wishes. Bought no gifts. Wrapped nothing. No dramatic exit. No confrontation. On December 27th, while my family was still posting smiling photos and half-empty wine glasses, I signed the final acquisition paperwork. Just a pen. A signature. And the quiet understanding that the board answered to me now. No champagne, no celebration, just alignment. My brother applied for the job in February. Of course he did. The company had been trending upward, just enough buzz to catch his attention. The kind of place he could finally point to and say, see, I made it. He thought he was walking into an interview. Thought this was his moment. I told HR to proceed normally. No warnings. No hints. I wanted the truth to arrive clean. Back in the conference room, he finally found his voice. This isn't funny. HR smiled professionally. I assure you it is not. I stood, let the chair slide back slowly, intentionally. I'm the CEO, I said. Have been for a while. He laughed once, a sharp, defensive sound. Then it died, because no one joined him. The color drained from his face. I watched recognition bloom, then rot. Not fear of me, fear of what this meant. He left without shaking hands. No goodbye. I didn't stop him. My parents showed up that night, unannounced. Of course they did. They stood on my doorstep with coats still on, like they were owed entry, like nothing had changed. We need to talk, my mother said. I didn't step aside. You didn't tell us, my father added. Accusation dressed as confusion. I smiled. You didn't ask. They came in anyway. Old habits die hard. They talked about misunderstandings, about family, about how proud they were. No, I let them talk until the words ran out. Then I made a call. One ring. Go ahead, I said. You can come in. The attorney stepped inside with a folder under his arm. Cease and desist. Trespass notice. Formal request for no further contact. My mother gasped. My father's face hardened. You do this to us? I met his eyes. You taught me how. They left without another word. The house felt larger after. Quieter. Honest. Weeks later, my brother tried to call. I let it ring. Then I blocked the number. Not out of spite. Out of boundaries. Revenge isn't loud. It's precise. I didn't take anything from them. I just stopped giving. And that was enough. I think about that Christmas sometimes. The empty chair. The laughter I wasn't invited to hear. And I think about the conference room. The moment truth walked in wearing my name. Justice doesn't always look like forgiveness. Sometimes it looks like silence, earned power, and the calm certainty that you never needed their approval to win. If this story gave you chills, hit that like button. Tell me in the comments, what's the most satisfying quiet revenge you've ever seen? And if you want more stories where patience beats ego, subscribe, because the best revenge stories, they don't end with shouting. They end with silence.